السلام عليكم شيخ.
وعليكم السلام كاتب.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام كاتب. We'll get started in just a couple of minutes. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. اللهم اجعلنا منهم. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وعملا متقبلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. Let's go ahead and get started.
السلام عليكم.
All right.
Sheikh, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay. Salimati, can you do the first one?
Okay, inshallah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. ومثل كلمة خبيثة كشجرة خبيثة تسمى
خبيثة اجتثت.
yeah. خبيثة اجتثت من فوق الأرض ما لها من قرار. Okay, so مثل كلمة خبيثة is مشبه, ka is أداة, and شجرة خبيثة اجتثت من فوق الأرض, this part is مشبه به. And I thought the ما لها من قرار is the wajh.
Okay. Translate for us.
Okay, the example of a bad word or impure word, like a bad tree that is uprooted from the top of the earth, and it does not have any remaining.
Okay. And then the reflection just describing what are some thoughts, what's some of the imagery, what's some of the takeaways that we get from this.
Like, so it says that the example of a bad word is like a bad tree. When it's uprooted, there is no remaining. So is it like that bad words, in Allah's eyes, bad words has no value? So it is it does not give any benefit in our life.
So yeah, so that could be one way to look at it, right? That it has no value, right?
وإذا ما لها من قرار is the وجه الشبه.
Possibly. Or that could be one way for the wajhu shaba, that what's the in terms of qarar, in terms of being grounded and stable, just like this tree does not have qarar, that statement does not have qarar. Right? ما لها أي لهذه الشجرة من قرار أي من استقرار, ability to be grounded, settled and stable. وقيل من ثبات, the same thing, again from being grounded and stable. لأنها ليس لها أصل ثابت تغوص في الأرض بل عروقها في وجهها ولا فرع لها صاعد إلى السماء بل ورقها يمتد على الأرض كشجرة البطيخ وثمرها رديء. Right? ليس لها أصل ثابت. It does not have a proper foundation or proper roots. تغوص في الأرض, that go deep into the earth. بل عروقها, like literally عروق, literally veins, but its roots في وجهها, are on top of the earth. لا فرع لها صاعد إلى السماء, because the tree is uprooted, there are no branches and there's no leaves that are going up. They're all just on the floor, flat on the floor. بل ورقها يمتد على الأرض. So even if there are long branches, they're just flat on the earth. Like basically some bushes that are have bad fruit. So Salima, do you read from here? كما أن الكافرة.
Okay, bismillah. كما أن الكافر وكلمته لا لا حجة له ثبات فيه ولا ثبات فيه ولا خير
ولا خير
ولا خير يأتي منه أصلا.
Translate.
Like the disbeliever and his word does not have any argument for him, wala, there is no establishment or base in it, and there is no goodness comes from it, aslan, like in a real sense.
Yeah, meaning it in reality it can't be used as evidence. There is no grounding and basis to it, and there is no good in it. Continue. ولا
is it يصدع ولا يصدع
يسعد
ولا يسعد له ولا يسعد له قول طيب.
So do you think that's idafa?
I thought qawla is what's the meaning of sa'ada?
To go up, to rise.
Oh, okay, so wala yas'udu lahu, I thought
here.
Okay, so wala yas'udu lahu qawlu.
Say it one more time.
Qawlu.
Why this is not idafa. قول طيب is موصوف صفة.
Oh, okay, but is it fa'il of yas'udu?
Yes.
Okay. ولا يسعد له قول طيب ولا ولا عمل ولا sorry okay ولا عمل صالح
Okay,
وفي
translate that.
okay so what did you say, Saada? Going up
to write, to go up.
Okay, so for him the good word does not rise up, and good and there for him there is no good deed. وفي الحقيقة
I guess he's going into a slightly different comparison there. But here, so, right, in one sense, right, how is it like a tree that has been uprooted, right? As he says here, silat, right, that it's just totally ripped out, right? Then the statement, a bad word, meaning an inappropriate statement made by a disbeliever, well, there's nothing good, there's nothing that will remain from it. But in another way, they didn't do something good that will then be raised up to Allah, that will then be taken as proof and good deeds in the sight of Allah. So a bad word basically does not go up. It will not serve to be a kind of benefit. Like, because
so it will not go up, and it will be not considered as a good work. That's what you're saying?
Yes. So this second point is in reference to the ayah of Surah Fatir, right? Yes. Right, this ayah of Surah Fatir, what? إِلَيْهِ يَصْعَدُ الْكَلِمُ الطَّيِّبُ وَالْعَمَلُ الصَّالِحُ يَرْفَعُ. That when believers say good things, in this case, as many of the tabi'un described it, right, when they do dhikr, and then they follow it up with amal salih, like good deeds of salah, some actual action that's more than just on the tongue, then those good deeds of theirs will actually be the thing that carries up their adhkar to Allah. Right, and that will be the means of that them getting rewarded for it and accepted for it, right? In another dimension, obviously the angels will write it down, right? And so in this case, if someone said a bad word, then there's nothing good going up. There's nothing.
So there's no. It's almost like there's no carrier to take the words.
Well, in this case, well, the good word is the thing being carried.
Yeah, by the good amal. So it's I'm figurative sense, I guess. I don't know how to explain. So the good amal is carrying the good words up. Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. But when it comes to the bad words,
not basically it's not in the bucket. Like the good deeds have nothing to carry up. So it's not going up. And again, it's like a useless tree. The tree's uprooted. It's not gonna grow anymore. It's not good. Yeah, what was that?
No, go ahead. Sorry.
So if I have a question. So even though it's saying that it's as if like a tree is uprooted, there is no remaining. But how? But the bad words are still recorded.
Yes.
It's still, it's not like completely not remaining. It remains there as a record.
Good. That's a very good point. That's a very good point, right? And that is true. As someone can say, does that tree still exist? The tree still exists, but the point is does that tree have worth and value and goodness? And typically, sometimes in these metaphors, in these similes, in these examples, when Allah says that they have no weight, they have no value, ma laha min qarar, is not to say that they don't have weight in bad deeds. They don't have weight in good deeds. Right? That's why when Allah, He describes the heaviness or the or the lightness, right? فَمَنْ ثَقُلَتْ مَوَازِينُهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. Right? And then وَمَنْ خَفَّتْ, right? Someone's scales, if you think about it, could be heavy with bad deeds. But when we think about weight and value, typically when we talk about weight and value of deeds in the Day of Judgment, bad deeds do not have value.
Yeah.
Does that make like it's a different way to look at it?
Right.
In a sense, it's has bad weight, right? And so you look at it like bad weight or heavy bad weight, but at the same time, when compared to what is important, it's like nothing. That makes sense?
Yeah. And I have another question. You know, the verse you said from Surah, which Surah you said? The verse you just showed.
Fatir.
So the way Allah Subhanahu wa Taala said that the dhikr, they will be carried up by the good deeds, as you said, like as if the good deed is the bucket and the dhikr is inside it. So the salah is a combination of dhikr and amal, right? So can I put in that kind of metaphoric way?
Yes.
Like salah, the posture, the salah itself, the action we are doing, it's like a bucket, and the dhikr we are doing, it's inside the bucket. So salah will carry that up. Is it possible to see that way?
Right. Right. So والعمل right. So إليه يصعد الكلم الطيب إلى الله يصعد ذكر العبد إياه ثناؤه. يعني all this is saying is ثناؤه, meaning to Allah, and Allah has ثناء, praise and compliments. Right. So but والعمل الصالح يرفع العمل الصالح ذكر العبد. It should be إلى ربه, right? عمله الصالح. So the good deeds, they are the ones that raise it up. وهو العمل بطاعته. And then we'll see some examples from the says قال Abdullah, perhaps it's Abdullah bin Mas'ud, right? إن العبد المسلم إذا قال سبحان الله وبحمده الحمد لله لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر تبارك الله أخذهن ملك فجعلهن تحت جناحيه ثم صعد بهن إلى السماء فلا يمر بهن على جمع من الملائكة إلا استغفروا لقائلهن حتى يحيي بهن وجه الرحمن. So in this one explanation, right, there are also angels that are carrying up this individual's good deeds. So after this person says all of this, an angel will take all of these words and statements. They will place it under their wings, and then they will go up to the sky. And every angel they'll pass by will say, wow, look, so-and-so said subhanallah, so-and-so said Allahu Akbar. So they will say, oh Allah, forgive this person. Oh Allah, forgive this person. Oh Allah, forgive that person. Until it's brought up to Ar-Rahman. And then some of them are more explicit. Let me just so here فمن ذكر, this is by Ibn Abbas, فمن ذكر ذكر الله فمن ذكر الله سبحانه في أداء فرائضه حمل عليه حمل عليه ذكر الله فصعد به إلى السماء ومن ذكر الله ولم يؤدي فرائضه رد كلامه على عمله فكان أولى به. That whoever does the dhikr of Allah in their completion of their salah, like you said, you do dhikr in salah, then that salah will carry that dhikr and take it up to Allah. But وَمَنْ ذَكَرَ Allah, whoever mentions Allah, but they do not complete their fara'id, then those statements are just sent back because nothing is taking it up. Nothing is taking it up.
Check what's the verse number? So for this verse.
10.
Okay.
10.
Where is the reference to the salah coming here?
Basically the ada'u fara'idihi.
Okay, the other thing is yas'adu, but you keep saying yas'udu. Which is the correct way?
Right, that might be wrong. Is it both ways? If not, then that's
That's I'm aware. No, there's no yas'udu. It's all yas'adu.
yeah, sorry, that's my bad.
Yeah, it's like
That's
Samia
bad. Sa'ida
Yasna.
yas'udu. Sa'ida
Okay.
yas'adu, that's my bad.
So yas'ada can be the same as yarfa'. Can we say yas'ad and yarfa' are synonyms? Rafa'a and sa'ada?
No. Because sa'ida yas'adu means that that thing goes up. In this case, yarfa' was used to lift up.
Sorry, there's a particular thing that goes up. Okay. I just want to make sure I. Exactly.
Frozen, next one.
Sure. أعلم أنما الحياة الدنيا لعب ولهو وزينة وتفاخر بينكم وتكاثر في الأموال والأولاد كمثل غيث أعجب الكفار نباته ثم يهيج فتراه مصفرا ثم يكون هتاما وفي الآخرة عذاب شديد ومغفرة من الله ورضوان وما الحياة الدنيا إلا متاع الغرور.
For this type, is this a regular type of tashbih?
You mean by regular?
Or perhaps is this? Tashbih al-tamthil. There's more
because it's long.
because it's
Mushabba long.
Not because it's long and drawn out. Basically, it's a full kind of scenario.
I get always confused with the mujmal and tamathil. So mujmal is, I think one of them is like traditionally, mujmal is culturally understood and fairly obvious. I'm looking at it, and tamthil is not generally immediately obvious, interpreted.
I think here, I mean, yeah, the part that they kind of skipped was typically tamthil is going to be you're giving a whole other example when you're describing it, as opposed to a certain already established kind of thing. Right?
Can you say that if you're giving whole other example?
Yeah, am I giving basically an entirely new example as opposed to a phrase or an idea that's already known? Sounds like you're like a cat. I don't know. Versus you're like a cat that ran across the street and then jumped over the house and then flipped over and then, ate a bird. It's a whole long scenario. You see how those typically are? Tamthil. And typically those have كمثلي sometimes in the second part.
Can we translate this verse? I think then it will be more
Yeah.
clear. Some of the words I don't know the meaning.
Yeah, for sure. Frozen, do you want to start?
Yeah, let me take a stab at it. Know that the life of this world is la'ib,
Play.
it's entertainment, play.
Play, entertainment.
Play, walahu is something that goes in vain. Wazina, something attracting or beauty and beauty. وَتَفَاخُرُ بَيْنَكُمْ, and the fakhr, right? This is to kind of sort of the race between yourself in worldly gain.
Not this one. That's the next one.
Oh, okay.
What's fakhr?
Fakhr, it's the taking pride.
Pride.
So seeking pride between you, and وَتَكَاثُرٌ فِي الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَوْلَادِ, and racing to gain more money. To make a better word, and your progeny.
Exactly right. So we are describing, right? Or Allah is telling us, know that this worldly life is la'ib, play, right? And lahu, it's filled with useless, vain, unimportant things, and zina, and beauty, and decoration, and adornment, and things that look nice. وَتَفَاخُرٌ بَيْنَكُمْ, and people are going to try and compete to boast and to brag and to say, oh, I have this, oh, I have that, oh, I have this, and I did this, but you did that, and I have to do this. Just competing, and people trying to one-up other people. وَتَكَاثُرٌ فِي الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَوْلَادِ, and then that competition takes place in a specific way of money and children. That in the previous generations, I have more money and I have more children. In today's generation, I have more money, and look at what my children have done. Your children did this, this, and this, but my children did this, this, and this. Right? So all of that kind of competition.
So in this, where is mushabbah and mushabbah bihi? I know hayatud dunya is mushabbah, right? And now is a la'ibun wa lahun, those are all mushabbah bihi?
We didn't even get there yet.
What do you mean? I mean, this is like you're comparing the life of this dunya is like a play, right? Like an entertainment. Isn't it a comparison?
No. We didn't say اعلموا أنما الحياة الدنيا كَلَعِبٍ وَلَهْوٍ وَزِينَةٍ.
Yeah, but cat doesn't have to come all the time, right?
But I have كمثل right here.
Kamathali is coming.
Yeah, I know that's so this statement there's no comparison there.
No comparison yet.
So the whole thing is gonna be mushabbah?
You can say that, or you can just say the hayat dunya. But
Okay.
essentially here, you could read this as we're talking about al-hayat dunya, and Allah is telling us, by the way, these are some things about hayat dunya. And then we'll get back to what is the hayat dunya like.
I see. So that ka is only with the hayat dunya, not the whole statement then.
I think that makes more sense.
Okay.
But if we could take the from Hayat Dunya to all the way to Wal Awlad, it could be right too, right?
Yeah.
As Mushabbah. Okay.
In a sense, right? Even if you just say al-hayat dunya is the al-mushabbah, well, Allah already described a level of al-hayat dunya to you. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So كمثل.
So you're saying that la'ibun wa lahun, there's no comparison. It's just like a statement.
It's a statement. Think about it. If you were to stop the sentence, or if we stopped it right here, يعلم أنما الحياة الدنيا لعب وله وزينة وتفاخر بينكم وتكاثر في الأموال والأولاد. That's a complete sentence. يعلم فعل أمر. إنما, right now I'm starting a جملة اسمية, right? إنما, and then my مبتدا is الحياة الدنيا. My خبر is لعب and everything else is عطف.
Okay, I see.
Okay.
Got it.
كمثل غيث أعجب الكفار. Sheikh, what's a غيث means?
غيث is rain, typically good rain.
Okay. Is like of a rain. أعجب الكفار.
It's like rain. أعجب الكفار نباته. The farmer is very. Oh no, I put the wrong thing.
Is it farmer or farmers? Is it plural?
Farmers. كفار نبا. When the farmers see نباته, يعني نبات الماء, the نبات الماء, the vegetation from that rain amazes them.
That's interesting translation. So ajibu is it's fail or it's
yes.
Okay.
يعني أعجب نبات الماء or نبات الغيث الكفار. Right? If you think about a farmer, right? And they just did all their harvest, or sorry, they planted all their seeds, and then a big rain comes, and they start to see all the little seedlings pop up. What are they feeling? Very happy. They're all sprouted. They're all ready. I didn't have to water. The rain came. They're all gonna grow. So أعجب, they're amazed, but in a sense of hoping and awaiting and excited. Look at what's gonna come from it. Or maybe skip a couple steps. They've already started to grow, and then again the end of the season rain comes, and it gives the plants the last final boost to get the fruits and vegetables more plump and all that. So this is a level of joy and excitement. I can see the harvest. I can see it coming. I'm waiting for it. ثم يهيج. Right? If we look this up, right? So ثم يجف بعد نضارته وخضرته. Yahij is basically when it dries after its fresh and greenness. Right? Let's see if you have any better words for Yahij.
It's just like to be or get excited.
Not Haja Yahiju.
Yeah, it said be or get excited, agitated.
This is not. This is not the meaning of this Yahij.
Oh.
This is Yajufu. Jaffa Yajufu means to dry up.
Oh, so there is. Can you? So in the in the dictionary there is verb form to.
There is, but this is not verb form to.
Oh, okay. The way you pronounced it, I thought I heard shadda.
No, for Yajufu, for Yajufu. The thing, let's see if there's a. Again, so not all the time does Hanswort have every meaning. Right, even here, ثم يهيج يقول تعالى ذكره ثم ييبس, to dry up. ييبس. So then, So again, the farmer sees green coming, right? And as we said, جف يجف بعد نضارته وخضرته. Then it starts to dry up after it was fresh and green.
Where you're getting the Jaffa Yajuf? Where is this word?
Right here.
In this verse.
No, meaning the scholars, they explain يهيج بمعنى
Oh,
يجف.
oh, I see.
Right? Even Imam Tabari, he said ييبس, to dry up, فتراه مصفرا. فتراه أنت تراه مصفرا, yellow. Yes, I mean that's from صفر. So I mean that's yellow. You start to see it yellow. متغيرا عما كان عليه من الخضرة والرونق إلى لون الصفرة والذبول. Right? And you started to see it changing. It used to be khudra and like bright green, and now it's starting to become yellow. ثم يكون حطاما متفتتا هشيما متكسرا متحطما بعد يبسه. Right? That it starts to become broken and cracking and dried up after it fully dried. Again, you can imagine, if you see it now, I mean, I guess it's maybe a little too late, but you know, when leaves start to dry, they go from green and then to yellow and then to like brown. But even when it's yellow, it's not crunchy. When it gets to that like brown stage, it becomes crunchy. Right? And then that you can just go, you just blow it away. It becomes so light. ثم يكون حطاما. That's that meaning. Right? So with that in mind, what are our examples, our comparisons, our thought process? What's our reflection? What's being said here?
It's all temporary. Is that kind of sort of
good? In one sense, all temporary. Right? It doesn't matter how much harvest I have. Sooner or later, that fruit, that vegetable, that leaf is gonna dry up and go away. What else?
Like we also feel happy, excited when we feel like we're fullest of life, when we have beauty in our life, children and wealth and everything. But ultimately, we will also like the vegetation. We will, at a point, everything looks beautiful, but at the point we will get aged. We will also like the rubble or debris will also like get really weak.
Yeah. We also get happy with life, and then when we get older, we'll get weak. Just like, we love the greenness and vegetation of our life, our home, our family, our friends, and then it will get to a point where we or those things will start to get weak and old.
How about this one? الدنيا السجن للمؤمنين ولكن الجنة للكافر.
Please do not butcher the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ.
I'm not butchering it. I'm just I'm not trying to butcher it. I'm just trying to.
He made like 5 mistakes. الدنيا سجن المؤمن وجنة الكافر. الدنيا سجن المؤمن وجنة الكافر.
But
My intention was not
some
to.
say that this hadith is the weak narration.
الدنيا سجن المؤمن?
Yeah. That's what I heard from some scholars here. So
Don't think so.
I heard this hadith a long time ago. I only remember like a few bits and pieces of it. That's why I was only just trying to say what I remembered from it. My intention was not to butcher it.
We have to be careful when if you don't know the narration, then don't quote it.
yeah.
I don't.
So one question I have here is, now the adat is only ka, right? So what is this masal?
Is like the example of. Basically, if you want a very simple way to put that is, I'm using the ka to wrap around the whole phrase, the whole sentence.
So, okay, I'm very confused with how to detect mushabbah bihi and wajh mushabbah, if there is one.
So just think what I'm comparing A to B.
Okay,
What
now
is
we
B?
know A here is a hayat dunya, right? Okay, and then ka is adat.
Yes.
Okay, now kamathali ghayth, that means example of the rain. So I can finish up the ghayth is mushabbah bihi comparing with the hayat dunya. Now, how you compare? That's a wajh, right? So can I put like a ajab al kuffar? Everything is kind of a wajh.
So that's what that method helps you do. If I just say kamathali ghaythin, someone may think, well, I stop right there. Sorry, ghaythin, like rain. It's not like rain. It's like, here's the whole example.
Okay.
Like the example, like the imagery of rain that comes down, that grows vegetation, that the farmers are very happy with, and it keeps going. Oh, because the sentence is done.
So
the method is saying, I'm going to give you a whole, like this. Let me give you a different scenario. Right? قصة موسى عليه السلام كقصة نبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. Right? I didn't say Musa ka Muhammadin. Right? But I said the story of Musa is like the story of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and you can imagine that I will now give you a story. Obviously, just for brevity, I didn't, but كقصة نبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم حين whatever هاجر إلى من مكة إلى المدينة. So by me using قصة, it lets me extend that whole phrase for the whole section.
Okay. So okay, this part I understood. But so now up to this, you are comparing the life of this world with the rain and what it does, right? So is it still open to more interpretation, or is it like a fixed comparison?
So here,
I mean,
there's no wajhu shabah.
so okay, but already it has been explained what the rain brings and everything, right? So that's the part I don't understand, that why it can't be a wajhu mushabbah.
Because all of that is describing that's all the mushabbah bihi.
Okay.
Right? That's all the mushabbah bihi. Allah here didn't tell us how exactly it matches up.
Okay, so that's where I struggle to get it. Some ayah, then you have wajh to make a definitive comparison between A and B. So in this case, that okay, A understood, but the B has quite a bit of a details. But how these two connected or linked to a comparison is what I'm not getting it.
That is what the job of the listener and reader is to do.
Okay, I see.
Right. So as we said, for example, in one way, right? Look at the lifespan of a whole harvest, one season, whatever, what, 4 to 6 months. So we may look at this life and think, oh, I have fun and I, have, a nice house and car and family and this and, get married and have children. Oh, I was saying, listen, you think a harvest season is long? No. So you think your life is just a harvest season. It's just playing out a little bit slower. You were born, that's like the rain coming down. And you look at your hopes and your dreams, and that's your a'jab al-kuffara nabatu. And then you start to function and you start to use your nabat. But thumma yahid, at some point you're also going to get older. Right?
Okay.
فَتَرَاهُ مُصْفَرًا, then you're going to start to yellow, or for human, you're going to start to get white hairs and gray hairs. ثُمَّ يَكُونُ حُطَامًا, then you're going to start to be weaker and brittle.
Mm.
And then in another way, right? كَمَثَلِ غَيْثٍ أَعْجَبَ الْكُفَّارَ نَبَاتُهُ, right? It could be the more focus on look at the غَيْثٍ أَعْجَبَ الْكُفَّارَ نَبَاتُهُ, just like أَعْجَبَ النَّاسَ لَعِبُ الدُّنْيَا وَلَهْوُهَا وَزِينَتُهَا وَتَفَاخُرُهَا وَتَكَاثُرٌ فِيهَا. That the play and the fun and the adornment and the pride and the amassing of wealth and children, all of that أَعْجَبَ النَّاسِ. ثُمَّ يَهِيجُ, not you, I mean, yes, you, but in this example, this way of looking at it, ثُمَّ يَهِيجُ اللَّعِبُ وَلَهْوٌ وَزِينَةٌ, whatever you find so much fun, enjoyment, sooner or later, your bank account is going to have to be used up, your children are going to grow old and leave the house, you know, your whatever, all of these things that you would enjoy and you love and you spend so much time in, those are going to start to go away.
So this is, you're saying that the type is the mursalun mujmal, correct?
I would think maybe you can say that, or even just tashbih tamthil.
I mean, tashbih tamthil means you need to have a 2 or 3 wajh mushabba. You're saying we don't even have wajh mushabba here.
No,
No, it does not have much or more than.
it does not have an explicit.
Interpreted.
It doesn't have an explicit.
Yeah.
It says tashbih tamthil is when there is more than one wajh shabba.
Interpreted.
No. Is when the wajh shaba is never explicitly stated. Listen, tashbih tamthil is very much like al-mujmal, al-mursal al-mujmal. And again, that's because typically al-mursal al-mujmal is as you'd say, like a standard example given in the Arabic language. You're like a lion. You're like the moon. You're like the sun. You're like a sword.
I see.
Typically short, and even if the wajh shaba isn't mentioned, that is already a standard. Let me put it like this. In English, right? For some reason, the only example coming to my mind is if somebody says you're like a Scrooge, right? As the famous story of whatever Ebenezer Scrooge, and he's like a very stingy guy. I didn't say you're like a Scrooge. I didn't say in terms of miserliness, but everybody knows when you say that name that we're talking about miserliness, right? And so it's mujmal. I didn't have to say in terms of miserliness and being stingy, but everybody knows that. That's what it's for. Or like trying to think of.
So basically, it is a tashbih tamthil. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, does anybody have any example? Basically, sometimes we use this to make fun of people, so we shouldn't usually do that. But when you say you're like so and so, and everybody knows the connotation of that. I just literally can't think of anything else.
Okay, I think I got it. So, okay.
But I think all of you, I mean, if you have some time, also think about what are those things in any language, be it English or any other language, that you know is a immediate no-brainer comparison. That is like the mujmal. That is the mujmal.
See. So
Whereas
one thing, can we say that in this comparison, I mean, the thought come to my mind is the life is full of surprises. Can we summarize that way? I mean, because of all these details. So you have ups and downs like this. Because sometimes, you know, you have money, sometimes you don't, sometimes it lasts, sometimes it doesn't last. Is that the comparison that we're trying to make, or what?
here, so what you're saying is true, but here that's not the, because how does that fit into غيث أعجب الكفار نباته ثم يهيج this is basically just one uphill and then downhill. Right? So you see how the example here has that description of up, down.
Okay.
Right? And let's just quickly look at maybe some others, right? So شبه حال الدنيا وسرعة تقضيها مع قلة جدواها بنبات أنبته الغيث فاستوى وقوي وأعجب به الناظر, right? He's comparing the life of this world and how quickly it just goes away without having much time and importance with plants. That water comes down and those plants become strong and they grow and people look at them and go, wow, it's so green, it's so lush, right? It's so fresh. ثم لا يلبث أن يصير هشيما نبتا كائنا, right? All of a sudden just goes away, right? All of a sudden it just goes away. And then in another way, right? وقيل and some other people have said المعنى أن الحياة الدنيا, this worldly life, كزرع أنبته الغيث, again some crops that rain made grow, وأعجب به الكفار يعني disbelievers الجاحدون لنعمة الله, and people that disbelieve in Allah are surprised and amazed and they love, look at all this beautiful wonderful stuff. فيما رزقهم من الغيث, and they're so pleased with all this vegetation, right? But what have they done? They think it was their effort. They take Allah out of the picture. Look at all the hard, I planted the seed, I'm the one that dug, I'm the one that did the irrigation, I'm the one that harvested. And then Allah's going to take all of it away, just like all of these things in the dunya, the zina and the la'ib and the lahu and the tafakhur, all of that's still a gift from Allah, even to the disbeliever. Even to the disbeliever. So the rain came from Allah and all these blessings of hayat dunya also came from Allah. Does that make sense?
Yes, I know. Sheikh, I have a question. The Al-Hayatud Dunya, this construction, this is not Mawsuf Sifa, right?
This is Mawsuf Sifa.
It's a Mawsuf Sifa because Ad-Dunya, I mean, if you look at hands where it says this world, then how you put in translation this worldly life, that's how we can, like, if I really have to go like a raw, like crude translation.
Good. So dunya, right?
It's a little later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So it has both meanings of like the world, this world, and this worldly life. When we say this worldly life, what essentially we have done is either Arabic or Quran itself has used al-hayat dunya so much, you just say ad-dunya. Right? Just like when you think of al-akhirah, right? Typically, we're talking al-hayatul akhirah, the life of the hereafter. So it's become so synonymous. That sometimes you can just say ad-dunya without even saying hayatul dunya. And so when you say al-hayatul dunya, right, it's just you don't need to be redundant in the translation, but you can just say this worldly life.
Okay.
Just say
So
this
it is not substitute. Okay.
So it is not a ismu anna that hayatud dunya,
No, it's an-nama.
or is annama? It's not anna. Okay. So annama is a ma mawsul.
Let's look it up. Oh, sorry, you أن وما في حيزها مفعولي اعلم أن ما هنا كافة مكروه. She's not giving us clear explanation. It's something we haven't learned. كافة ومكفوفة. Somebody has simpler terms for it. Yeah, كاف ومكفوفة. Yeah, that concept is something we haven't learned yet.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Okay, Sheikh, do the next one.
Okay. Masalul qulubi idha tanafara wuddaha مثل زجاجة كسرها لا يجبر. Is it a poetry? Okay.
Right, so مثل القلوب إذا تنافر ودها. تنافر. What are my root letters?
Tanafar, yeah. Nafar.
So تنافر is what family? I have the ta and the alif. Ta and alif. So
Three.
Six. No, that would be نافر ينافر.
Oh,
تنافر يتنافر. Right,
So
to
what is
avoid
tanafar means?
to avoid to.
Where is it? Can you show me?
Right, this six. If we look up here, نفر ينفر or ينفر. Right, to avoid each other, to conflict, to clash, to disagree, incongruent. They don't like. I don't know if you have this, but like nafrat.
Okay.
Again,
but this is 6. What?
6. 6.
Or to avoid each other. Okay.
Yeah. Typically, there's a concept of multiple group. So the example of hearts, that and wood means.
Wood means is love.
Love. That the tanafara wuddul qulubi. That the love that hearts have for one another, tanafara. Meaning their people's hearts, they hate each other. Mithlu zujajati. What's zujaja?
Grass.
Rust?
Grass.
Light.
Glass.
Glass.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Glass.
Yeah, right here. Zujaja. Right? A piece of glass. Like glass. كسرها لا يجبر. كسرها لا يجبر. What's kasr?
Broken. It's
Or breaking it.
Yeah, breaking it is.
Right? لا يجبر كسرها لا يجبر.
There is no protection, right?
It's not forced.
It's not forced. Okay.
Isn't jabara means like to restore, bring back to normal?
Okay, I see what you're saying. Like the meaning of here, console and comfort.
Sheikh, I'll be back in 2 minutes, inshallah.
Okay. Yeah, so there's 2 meanings of yujba would mean to be forced, but also to be put back together, to be restored. Typically, when you say يعني يجبر one meaning is يعني أجبر على كذا, I was forced to do such and such. And also this is typically used when it comes to like a cast for a broken arm.
Okay.
Because you have to force it into one position so that it will grow and heal back. So
Okay.
here in this case will be heal. So before we go, break this chart down for us. The mushabbah is what?
مشبه is مثل القلوب.
Yeah, so in this case, just the qulub, because
No, no, just the qulub. Yeah. Just the
or you
qulub.
can say fine. Mathal al-qulub is also fine.
No, it's qulub. Yeah. مشبه به is the إذا تنافر no ودها.
What am I comparing it to? What's my where's my ada? Where's my ada?
There's no other.
Oh,
مثل.
mithl.
Yeah, مثل. Yeah.
Okay, so now what's my mushabbah?
Yeah. So مشبه به is الزجاجة. And وجه الشبه, that's an interesting one. مثل القلوب. وجه المشبه is كسرها. No. There's no وجه تشبيه.
So you can say there's no wajh tashbih, wajh shaba. Maybe one thing that could be said, if you want to say there's a wajh shaba, is this example. مثل القلوب إذا تنافر ودها. This is one side, because it's not just qulub, but it's qulub when they hate each other.
Okay, can you? I'm a bit confused here. Now, I thought these are two different statements. So what is the meaning of this now?
So wait, are you saying because of these three dots?
Yeah.
So these three dots. Sorry, I should have. These three dots is essentially how, in one way of formatting Arabic poetry. Arabic poetry has line A, basically Bayt and Jawabul Bayt.
Okay.
One statement and another statement. That's always
okay.
How it's
So
always
right now we're comparing these two statements.
Yeah, and so do not think that this split of the poem has any. It has not. The only reason it's there is for flow.
Okay.
So the only reason it's there is for flow.
Wait, so مثل القلوب إذا تنافر ودها. Can you translate
So
this one?
let's translate, right? The example
of the heart
of hearts, and we may put a dash, when they hate each other. مثل الزجاجة is.
No, where is the wood? When they hate each other.
Yeah, but what else are you gonna say? When their love hates each other.
What? When they what? When they?
What? Technically, it's wuddul qulubi tanafar. Like, how do you translate? That's not English. That's saying their love, the love of the hearts hate each other.
Oh, okay.
So in English, we just say when they hate each other, right? Or when their love hates each other. And the hate of one heart hates the love of the other heart. Is like glass.
Okay.
But think about this example. I'm so even here when we just said al-qulub and az-zujaj, technically I guess that's not right, because I'm not comparing hearts to glass.
Yeah.
I'm comparing
the heart which hate each other.
Hearts that hate each other to
a broken glass.
glass.
Yes.
is like basically broken glass. Now what's
So
my
then
wajhu shabah?
لا يجبر can restore.
Yeah. It can't be fixed or restored.
So that means can we say mushabbah is a مثل القلوب إذا تنافر
Yeah.
مدها, the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
That makes more sense.
yeah, I think now I'm getting in that one. Okay, I see.
So is الزجاجة كسرها up to the kasruha? Is that mushabbah bihi?
Technically, just the
Yeah.
because the mithal is the here in here. It's mithal, not mathal.
Yeah,
So it's الزجاجة كسرها.
that's we can take that mushabbah bihi.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And so the la, okay, la yujbaru.
And then the wajhu
Wajha.
shabah is la yujbar. Sorry, I spelled that way wrong. La yujbar. Right? And what type of tashbih is this?
This
So
is
it's
a
mursal.
mursal mufassal.
Mursal mufassal. Mhm.
For a moment, I thought when you were saying that when they hate each other is kind of describing the heart. I thought it could be like maqloob kind of tashbih, but like not.
What do you mean? Sorry.
The maqloob kind of
Oh.
tashbih. That's what
Mm-mm.
I thought. Okay, okay.
Here, no, I don't think, because right, if you think about what is more clear in terms of not being fixable, broken glass. Also, does everybody get the poem here? That if you take a piece of glass, you take a glass cup, it falls, it breaks.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
I think I got it. Yeah.
You're not gluing that back together.
Yeah.
Right? Just like that, when people start to hate each other, and they so much hate, very hard to bring them back together. There's two more short ones. Let's do that and then we'll take a break.
What is no? Oh, now is the mursal mufassal.
No is type. No is type.
Yeah.
Okay, this one let's do together because it's a little bit. Again, we're not used to poems, or I guess this is not a poem. This is more so just a phrase, right? So this is Sudurul Ahrari, and then
Quburul Asrari.
Quburul Asrari. Right? First, let's translate. Sudur means
Chest.
chest. Ahrar,
Like
Heart.
freeborn.
yeah, free people. And then qubur, we know, graves.
Graves.
Asrar,
Group.
Secret.
secrets. Plural of sir, right? Okay, what does that? We'll go through this and then I'll explain it. So what's my mushabbah?
Sudurul ahbar.
Sudurul Ahrari. My mushabbah bihi is
Quburul
I only got two words left.
Quburul asrar.
Quburul Asrari.
There's no
That-
adab to shab.
No adatu tashbih. And my
And
wajh
no.
shabah is also.
Not available.
It does not available.
Doesn't
Okay, so
exist.
So what type is this?
Tawkid.
Baligh.
Oh, baligh.
So grammatically, can we call it mubtada and khabar?
Yeah. مضاف مضاف إليه مبتدأ. قبور الأسرار مضاف مضاف إليه خبر.
So Sudur al-Ahari means what? What is the
The chest of free people. Right? Or here maybe ahrar maybe has the meaning of closed
you
people.
put free, but it's like a fire. I read it as a fire, the one you wrote
No,
down.
that's harr. Harr means
Oh,
hot.
okay.
Hurr means free. That's why if you hear, first in hurra, hurra. Right? Sometimes you'll see on the Palestine flyers and them in the chants in Arabic, hurra means
Yeah.
free. Feminine version. Hurr means free, hurra means feminine free.
Oh,
That's an
What does it
opposite.
mean? What
What
free
does
people?
this phrase mean?
No, free. What is free people?
Meaning not a slave, not a slave.
Oh, okay.
But well, that's in the technical sense. That's in the technical sense. Here, it's not being necessarily being used in that. Maybe this is more close people or respectable, dignified people. So what is he trying to get at here? This is not this is a statement by one of the pious people of the past. He's saying the chests of good, righteous people are the graves of secrets, meaning they keep their amanat. When someone comes and tells me a secret or a private matter, or I did this sin, how do I do tawbah for it? So now I know their secret, but my chest is the grave of that secret. I will never say it to anybody else. Is the point of amana, keeping trust, being honest, and as we would say in English, confidentiality.
Is it like, so they don't express their good deeds, they keep it themselves? That's what it means?
No, meaning if somebody comes and tells me something personal or private, I will never tell that to anyone else.
Okay.
Or yeah, if someone comes and tells me their good deeds, or if someone comes and tells me their bad deeds, if I am a hur, if I'm a good, righteous person, I will never tell anyone.
yeah. So basically, the trustworthy people do not reveal the secrets.
Exactly. Trustworthy. Also, they don't backbite. They don't slander. Right? I saw someone do so and so in the middle of the night. No, in the middle of the night. That's my chest is a graveyard of secrets. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last one, then take a break. Umar Samiyullah.
Yes. واخفض لهما جناح الذل من الرحمة وقل رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا. واخفض لهما.
That's my al-mushabbah.
It's not جناح الذل, right? In this sentence, it's not going to be جناح الذل.
That's not the mushabbah.
Yes. So let's just say the adatu shab is kaf kama here.
Okay.
This is a larger sentence, so the wajh shab is going to be wajh tashbih is going to be is it going to be ربياني صغيرا?
What? What will be?
The mushabbah bihi.
Yeah, that will be Rabbayani Saghira.
And mushabbah bihi is going to be
Irhamhuma.
Yeah. It's not necessarily has to be an ism, right? Mushabbah bihi.
No.
Okay, I just wanted to remove that misconception. Okay, the wajh tashbih is going to be don't really see a wajh tashbih over here.
Yeah, there's no wajh shabah.
I thought the saghira would be the wajh.
I think it's just a hal, right?
Yeah. So he does not
like
comparison.
Like we are asking Allah to have mercy on our parents, the way they did the upbringing.
This is a mujmal though.
This is together. You can't separate that. So if you look here, whenever Because you can remove your wajhu shabah and your mushabbah bihi still makes sense. So even if you look back here, I can take out la yujbar, and then it would have gone from al-mufassal to al-mujmal. But I can't take out kasruha. And even here, the saghira goes with the rabbayani.
But if we had it kama rabbayani, that would have made sense also, right?
Yeah, I guess it would make sense, but you
yeah, I guess
you're just adding more detail to the rabbayani.
Right.
Right. What's the note? What type?
This is a mursal mujmal. Mursal mujmal.
This is mujmal. Yeah. Right. And so what are we comparing? We're comparing between, oh, Allah have rahmah on them. Now, how is that similar to kama rabbayani saghira?
Like when I was small.
Right, that's what
Like how my Lord had on me when I was young.
kama rabbayani.
What is Rabbayani?
Rabbaya.
It means they.
Oh,
when they
okay.
Both of them did tarbiyah of me when I was young.
Oh, it's that word. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That really threw me off.
Rabbi, my master, have rahmah on both of them, meaning my parents. Kama rabbayani saghira, the same way that they took care of me when I was young. Again, go ahead.
How are we comparing this? I mean, one is mercy, and then another one is they're talking about the tarbiyah.
Good.
So what is the connection? Where is it? What kind of interpretation we can make? It's just a merciful.
Allah says to, is there rahmah in tarbiyah? Right?
Okay.
And tarbiyah here, very broad. Again, you think like the simplest example that comes to mind, right? When we make mistakes, right? When we are young, we don't know half the things that we're saying. Good or bad, we have no clue. I'm not saying when you're 15, I'm saying when you're 5. You hear one word, you say it 100 times, you don't know whether it's good or bad. You just learned a new word. Sometimes when people get old, they're just saying they can't think of what they don't know what they're saying. So, oh Allah, just how my parents, they were soft, they were gentle when I said something bad just because I didn't know. Right? They said, no, hey, we don't say that. Don't do that. They're not gonna punish me for that. They're gonna teach me that's not a good word. Don't say that.
So
Allah.
what is the janah al-dhul? Is there any link to janah al-dhul, like lowering the wings?
That's a little bit separate. I mean, yes, they're connected in terms of context and content, but for our tashbih, no. For our tashbih, no.
Okay.
Right? And again, another way, when a child, a baby, what, 10 diapers, 20 diapers in a day, right? Parents are still happily, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to take care of you, right? Wake up in the middle of the night and try and do all of this. Will Allah be that caring and soft and gentle with them.
Okay.
Just like they're willing to let so much slide, and even though I can't do anything, they helped me every step of the way. Oh Allah, now that they're old and they may not be able to do everything, oh Allah, help them every step of the way. That makes sense?
Okay. Good. So it's mujmal.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a 10-minute break. Let's come back at 32. Okay, then we'll start a new chapter. All right, Bismillah. We have a new chapter now, and again, this is one of those that it takes a little bit of thought. Takes a little bit of thought, and just getting used to. Especially after just because al-isti'ara, al-isti'aratu, right, is very similar to tashbih. Is very similar to at-tashbih, right? It is a variation of at-tashbih, but it follows a different structure, right? And thus it has a different rhetorical implication, right? So when we look at a tashbih, the mushabbah and the mushabbah bihi are irremovable. I cannot have a tashbih, be it mufassal, be it mujmal, be it baligh, without mushabbah and mushabbah bihi. They have to be there and clearly be there and explicitly be there. Even at tashbih al-baligh, I don't have ada and I don't have wajh al-shabah, but I still have my mushabbah and my mushabbah bihi. Right? So now isti'ara is when what happens? When one of the two pieces, the mushabbah or the mushabbah bihi, is removed from the tashbih. Then it goes from tashbih to isti'ara. Al-isti'ara. Al-isti'ara. Yes?
Sorry, I just came in. Did I miss anything?
I just started.
Oh, okay.
All I'm saying is al-isti'ara is very similar to tashbih. That's number one. Number two, tashbih has to have mushabbah and mushabbah bihi explicitly there. I can get rid of ada, I can get rid of wajh, no problem. But I have to see mushabbah and mushabbah bihi, 100%. Lazim, must, wajib. When I remove a mushabbah or a mushabbah bihi, then I go from tashbih to isti'ara. I go from tashbih to isti'ara.
What is isti'ara?
Isti'ara.
Yeah, I was going to ask you.
Good.
Technical meaning.
Technically, so the root letters ayn or ra or ayn wa ra in family 10. Ista'ara, yasta'iru, isti'aratan fahuwa musta'arin, ustu'ira, yusta'aru, isti'aratan fahuwa musta'arun. Right? Literally mean to borrow. Literally mean to borrow. And so isti'ara is essentially when I borrow a quality or a trait or a description of something, essentially from the mushabbah bihi to the mushabbah. But I completely skip the mushabbah bihi. I think it's simplest. Let's go through let's see how the book breaks it out, and then we'll know what isti'ara is. Right? Okay. So here's an example of the technically it's not the mushabbah. The mushabbah is here, right? So ignore this sentence first, right? He pulled them out of the darkness of misguidance into the guidance of light. يخرجهم من ظلمات الضلالة إلى نور الهداية. Right? يخرجهم من ظلمات الضلالة إلى نور الهداية. So what we're describing here is darkness. Is my mushabbah is misguidance, dalala, and my mushabbah bihi is dhulumat. Right? Essentially, what I'm saying is sorry. الضلالة ظلمات. What kind of tashbih is this?
This is baligh.
Baligh. Misguidance is, or being lost is darkness.
No,
Tashbih
but
baligh.
isn't it idafa?
Here, yes. Here, yes. But I've done it in a way that, for lack of a better word, I have both my my mushabbah and mushabbah bihi. I'm essentially rewording this into that idafa. But I know that seems a
No,
little
I
weird right now.
understand.
But
It's like the Nurul Haqq example we have. So,
yes,
yeah, yeah.
exactly. Right? And then the same thing here. Al-hidayatu nur. Al-hidayatu nurun.
Check, is it a verse in Quran?
This one?
Ji.
No.
Okay.
The next one is, right? So here, darkness and guidance, mushabbah bihi, light of guidance, mushabbah bihi, right? So notice that in this sentence, there's a comparison being made. Misguidance acting as the mushabbah is compared to darkness acting as the mushabbah bihi. Guidance, hidayah, acting as the mushabbah is compared to light acting as the mushabbah bihi. There is no wajh or ada, making this tashbih baligh. Both of these are tashbih baligh. But now, what happens when I remove the mushabbah from both cases? This is in the Quran. يخرجهم من الظلمات إلى النور. يخرجهم من الظلمات إلى النور.
Is it given that darkness has to be compared with the misguidance? Or it could be anything else?
You're saying in this ayah? Or the
Yeah.
previous one?
Because here we assume that the darkness should be compared with misguidance. That's why it has been removed, right? So
Yes.
you don't have is there only one interpretation for this? Is there any other possibility of the multiple interpretation of the darkness?
We'll get there in the book. We'll get there in the book.
Okay.
Here we're just using one example where you know the original mushabbah.
Okay.
Right? So now
there's something obvious here.
Well, here they're trying to give you an example that you know is obvious.
Okay.
Right? Whereas, like you said, when we, well, I'll hold off on saying that.
I can say darkness means I can say I'm scared, for example. I can compare that also.
Yes. You can.
Mm.
Right? In this case, they want to give you an example where they remove it so you know exactly what it was.
Okay.
Right?
I see.
So now here, when it goes, يُخْرِجُهُم مِّنَ الظُّلُمَاتِ إِلَى النُّورِ, right? Notice that the mushabbah from both sides have been removed. And that when the mushabbah or the mushabbah bihi are removed, the construction goes from tashbih to isti'ara. So the sentence above is an example
of isti'ara.
Right? And okay, so let's just do some of the examples first, and then we'll go into the details.
Okay.
Again, let's look at another example. He roared like a lion. He roared like a lion. Okay. So again, we have my mushabbah and mushabbah bihi, my adatu shab, my adatu tashbih. In the sentence above, there's a comparison. The man's roaring is being compared to that of a lion. But now if I just say he roared, period. He roared, period. That now my mushabbah bihi along with my adah has been removed. And so I have now removed one of my key parts, either my mushabbah or my mushabbah bihi. So now this becomes isti'ara. It's an example of isti'ara. So very simply, so I'm typically just borrowing. I'm essentially borrowing the mushabbah or the mushabbah bihi or the wajhu shabah from the thing I have omitted. So in this case, right? He roared. He's a human being. He doesn't have a roar. Roars are for lions. But the isti'ara is done that, and you assume, okay, roaring is done by a lion, but he roared implied is what? Like a lion. The same thing here. يخرجهم من الظلمات إلى النور. يخرجهم من ظلمات الضلالة. من ظلمات العصيان. من ظلمات الكفر والشرك. From the darkness of misguidance. From the darkness of sin and disobedience. From the darkness of disbelief and paganism. إلى النور. إلى نور الهداية. إلى نور المعرفة. إلى نور الإسلام والإيمان والإحسان. إلى نور طاعة رب العالمين. To the light of guidance, the light of Iman, the light of Islam, the light of obedience, the light of the path of Allah. Right? So,
is there any rhetorical implication of using isti'ara
yes.
versus tashbih?
Yes, we'll get there.
Okay, okay.
Right, so recall that a standard tashbih compares two things that share a common trait. Now, on the other hand, isti'ara is like giving someone or something a quality that belongs to something or someone else.
I see.
Without explicitly stating what that something or someone else is. Isti'ara is borrowing a feature and giving it to someone or something else. It's like borrowing without citing the source. Right? The closest English literary device is like a metaphor. It's like a metaphor. Okay. Recall that at-tashbih al-baligh also involved metaphorical usage. As such, it's important to be able to distinguish between at-tashbih al-baligh and isti'ara. So here, let's first go through the rules. How do I know? Is this tashbih baligh or is this isti'ara? And then we'll cover more examples. First one, very simple. If I have an adah, tashbih.
Yes.
Right? But if I have tashbih baligh, then I don't have wajh, nor do I have adah. So very simple. If I can put an adah in there, it is tashbih baligh. If I cannot, then it's isti'ara. Right? So if I go back here, right, so like he is a lion. I can put he is like a lion, makes sense. Makes sense. Right? If I tried to put a like and it doesn't make sense, then it's isti'ara. Again, for example, our example here of يُخْرِجُهُمْ مِنَ الظُّلُمَاتِ إِلَى النُّورِ. Where do I put a kaf? There's not even a place I can put it. But if I go back, يُخْرِجُهُمْ مِنَ الظُّلُمَاتِ كَالضَّلَالَةِ إِلَى النُّورِ كَالْهِدَايَةِ, then it makes sense as tashbih baligh. But in this case, I don't even have a place to put a kaf. Does that make sense?
Because it's in English. Oh, okay, you put the Arabic. Okay.
In the Arabic, right? Over here, I can say مِنَ الظُّلُمَاتِ كَالضَّلَالَةِ. Takes them out from darknesses that are like misguidance, إِلَى النُّورِ كَالْهِدَايَةِ, towards light that is like guidance. But here, يُخْرِجُهُمْ مِنَ الظُّلُمَاتِ إِلَى النُّورِ, where do I put a kaf? يُخْرِجُهُمْ min doesn't make sense. Min كَالظُّلُمَاتِ doesn't make sense. إِلَى النُّورِ doesn't make sense. إِلَى كَالنُّورِ doesn't make sense. So
but that sentence, the second sentence, يخرجهم من الظلمات إلى النور. As a whole, it doesn't look like tashbih at all to me.
Exactly.
That's why it is isti'ara.
That's why, because ظلمات and nur were borrowed from the concepts of hidayah and ضلالة.
Yeah.
استعرنا معنى الظلمات من الضلالة واستعرنا معنى النور من الهداية.
Hidayah. Okay.
We borrowed the concept of darkness from being lost and away from the path of Allah, and that's what we used.
Did you get it?
But that metaphor is there.
The metaphor is there.
Okay.
Because again, when somebody reads now يخرجهم من الظلمات إلى النور, right? Even without going to tafsir, right? As a typical person, right?
Okay.
You're gonna be thinking, what I was in a dark room and then I came out to outside. I didn't have light inside of my house and I went outside. What does it mean Allah is bringing someone out from darkness to light? You're then the darkness of disbelief, the darkness of misguidance, the darkness of evil, of sin, to the light of guidance, the light of iman, the light of faith, the light of sirat al-mustaqim. Like, it's not just darkness and light, it's the darkness of something and the light of something. Once we see more examples, it will all...
Yeah, but on that page, explain to me, if you can put an adat in, it is tashbih baligh. Tashbih baligh, we don't put an adat, right? So why it say it is tashbih baligh?
Meaning, if it doesn't have ada.
Okay.
But if I can add it in, then that means it is tashbih.
Okay, but not baligh.
No, baligh, because it's not there. So take any tashbih baligh. If I add in the ada, it will become mujmal. Yes?
Yes.
So right now, it's in the state of tashbih baligh. But the question is, how do I know, is this tashbih baligh or isti'ara? So if I can add the kaf and it becomes mujmal, then that means right now it's tashbih baligh. Does that make sense?
I'm still not okay. Just scroll down.
Okay, so let's look at some examples, right?
I mean, the mujmal part I understand, because once you can be able to add the ka, that means it will be tashbih, mujmal, right?
Yes. So here, let's do the example, right? Huwa kalbun. Okay. What is this?
Tashbih baligh.
Tashbih baligh, right?
Yeah.
Can I add huwa ka kalbin? Like, does it make sense?
He's like a dog. Yes.
Yeah. So this went from
baligh to
mujmal.
Baligh to mujmal.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. By adding does my adding of the kaf make sense?
I see.
Is it grammatically valid?
Yeah.
Does it take me? Just keep it like this. If I add a kaf, will it become mujmal? That's a simpler way to say it. As opposed to huwa yalhath. Yalhath means to like pant like a dog. Like when a dog has a tongue, I go that. Can I even add a kaf here?
No.
I can't. I can put huwa kalbun yalhath, and then I can say huwa ka kalbin yalhath. So here I have no place for my kaf. So this is isti'ara. Does that make sense?
Here is saying that he is panting like a dog.
Yeah, so I have borrowed the meaning of yalhath from the dog. I did isti'ara.
Okay.
But if I do it the long way, huwa yalhath ka kalbin. or هو ككلب يلهث, or هو كلب يلهث, then I can add my kaf back in, and then it will be the first category.
Okay.
بليغ that can become استعارة. بليغ that can become مجمل. If I cannot put a kaf, it doesn't make any sense, then it's استعارة.
So, understand. So the statement this little throws me off. Then they could have said that if you can put an ada in tashbih baligh, it's like a mujmal. Then I understand that. Here they say if you can put an adat in, it is tashbih baligh is a statement to me is not right.
Meaning if not is they're not saying put it in. If you can put it in, then the way it is right now is tashbih baligh. Again, like going
what
back.
I'm saying, the moment you put in is not tashbih baligh.
But there's so what the book is trying to say is, can I put kaf into my first sentence?
No. Oh, you mean the first one?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So it's tashbih baligh. Can I put it into my second sentence? No, right?
Cannot, yeah.
So that's what
the second sentence could be she's boiling like something.
Yeah, exactly. He is panting like something. She's boiling like something. But if it's just
no, then in that case, aren't you making it baligh to mujmal? I just don't know what something to put. I cannot think about.
No. So but the way it is right now.
Oh, the way it is right now. Okay.
The way it is right now.
Okay, got you.
But Sheikh, you're just going over one more step. All I'm saying, if I can put ada, I'm not putting it. If I can put it in, then right now before the ada, it is tashbih baligh.
Oh, okay.
That's all they're saying.
Yes, okay.
That's all they're saying. It means the same thing. If you want to say if I put it in, then it's mursal, sure.
But if you don't explain this, then nobody can understand. That's what I'm saying. It is, to me, a little misleading. Okay.
Because that's like, because what they're saying it like that because I cannot put a kaf anywhere in here.
Got it.
If I do, this sentence doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's good.
Oh, there's a lot more detail here.
Balagha is very interesting, but to me is extremely difficult.
Yeah, I have to
because
read again and again.
You have to think now.
I know I'm so guilty that I'm not able to spend time and look into this. Otherwise, it's so hard to get it. I tried reading the whole chapter. I kind of forget it. That's why I was keeping asking all these questions because it's so difficult.
And honestly, that's the difficulty of balagh because it's not simple, right? There's a level of this is mubtada, this is khabar. فعل فعل مفعول به. كان اسم كان خبر كان, right? That's more technical. Here, I have to think.
Yeah, I think, see, this makes me really to appreciate the depth and the beauty of that language, and then making us to think, wider with all the metaphor. It's just unbelievable. I mean, I don't know how. This is purely Allah's word. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, 100%.
Alhamdulillah.
And honestly, just that feeling is something we hope will get us into Jannah. Allah,
I
didn't understand much of but Allah, I knew this cannot be kalamul bashar. This can only be kalamu Rabbil Alameen. Right, and that is iman.
See, sometimes some stories like how Umar who converted, became a Muslim just by listening, Taha ma anzalna alayka al-Quran tashqa. I mean, it doesn't make sense. But when you get the detail of it, that understand that the word construction and putting it and planting into his mind, and immediately he surrender. That's unbelievable. That's what I'm saying. That's the power.
Yeah.
MashaAllah.
Okay, let's pause here. Because there's a lot of details to cover. If you want to read ahead, read ahead a little bit. Maybe read the next 2-3 pages. But we'll resume from here next time, inshallah. Okay. All right. Subhanallah bihamdihi, subhanallah azim. Subhanaka wa bihamdika, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Allahumma salli wa sallim alayhi wa sallam.
Assalamu alaikum.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. جزاكم